From November 1st to my 31st, I made well over 600k in revenue only on WOP by selling people courses. After WOP fees, it was around 620k, but I got some money through crypto, PayPal, etc. So I made well over 600k fully profit. And one of the most crucial things in terms of building that info product business was basically having crystal clear Instagram profile that was designed to convert. And on this video, I'll show you exactly how my Instagram profile look like and how you can replicate me into your offer, so how you can scale your offer past 50k, 100k months without any problems by having super clean Instagram profile. So just quick story, so know more about me. This was my old Snapchat offer when I was teaching people how they could make my Snapchat. I was 15 back then, and I can say that I was Snapchat goat. I was making 35k a month from Snapchat by myself. It was around 1k days. I was able to get views like that, you know, from day 1 to day 7 I was able to get like 11 million views Snapchat without any problems. So I can say that I was the Snapchat goat. I really knew how to play this game right. The problem that I saw with Snapchat, that it was not scalable. I knew that I couldn't scale it past 50k, 100k months because it was more of like side hustle and not fully proper business. And I knew that courses gonna be just much better way than doing Snapchat myself, since I had expertise Snapchat, so why not to teach others how they could make my Snapchats, because that would be more profitable. Every single creator online and make my online is making more from course than from the website itself, so that's obvious. So I decided to lock in more on courses, since Snapchat was taking me around 1-2 hours every single day. And this decision was one of the best decisions I ever made in life, since it allowed me to make well over 600k profit. Here it's only WOP, but it allowed me to make over 600k fully profit from just teaching people how they could make money for Snapchat. And in order to build Instagram profile that converts, that's able to make you money like this, you need to put yourself in your ICP mind, and you need to think about two really important things: what your ICP is consciously looking for and what your ICP is subconsciously looking for. We're gonna cover both these questions inside the video. Every single part is gonna be based on these two simple questions. They're really simple. The difference is conscious looking or subconscious looking, but we're gonna be covering in each part of the video, so just stay till the end. And first thing first, in order to build Instagram profile that converts, you need to firstly have some people watching this profile. Because if you, let's say, have 5 views on a reel, and if you post once a week, then you get like what, 20-25 views a month, then no wonder why no one is converting. So in order to have people watching it, just get views on reels. On this video I won't show exactly how you should go viral. I posted some videos about content, so if you want, you can go check my YouTube, go check my Instagram. There's also the link in the description, but go to my YouTube, and I promise you that you will find a lot of stuff about creating content. But on the other side, should you have like 5 million followers, also know, for example, this is my screenshot for Snapchat offer. I had just 5k followers and I was not getting some crazy views. I was getting like 400k views in the last 3 days, so it's around 13-14k views every single day. So that's not some crazy amount, and that's a perfect proof that you do not need to get like millions of followers, millions of views in order to make great money from courses. Basically, the only two things that you should care about in terms of basically getting following, getting some audience, is that you should have people that care about your offer. So for example, in my example, I had 5,182 followers, and these guys were super niche about Snapchat, since they followed me when I was teaching them how they could make money for Snapchat. So these guys were all interested about Snapchat. And secondly, some followers and views as a social trust, because you know, I could be making millions of dollars every single day for Snapchat. But if, let's say, only 3 people followed me and I would had like 2 likes on a reel and 30 views, then nobody would buy, because there is no enough trust. So make sure you have some following, make sure you have some trust. But I assume you watching this video, you already have some following, at least 500,000 followers, and already got some views, got some likes. So we are just gonna start right now with each part of the process, and we'll break down each part of this Instagram profile, so you know exactly what you should be focusing for, what you should not be focusing for, and what you should change in order to make great money from courses. First thing first, and this is really subconscious detail, this is some really detail: the verification check mark. Should you get it? Yes. If you're over 18, 21, it depends on the country, just go get it. It's like $15 a month. Everyone has $15. If you don't have like 50 bucks, then I think you're not supposed to watch this video. You should more look for like easy side hustles to start, because course is not some super easy side hustle. It's also not super hard if you know what you're doing, but it's also not some basic, you know, things like loan moving is much easier. So if you don't have $15 to pay right now, then you are not supposed to watch this video. But basically what verification gets you is two things. It gets you more trust. People do not see you as a robot, they see you as actual content creator. A second thing, you are more visible in DMs. So whenever you or your DM center is just, you know, going through DMs and messaging people, then people are gonna see your profile more, because instead of only nick showing off or only name showing off, you also have this verified checkmark, which is again really small detail, but it's like $15 a month. Everyone has $15. It's like $180 a year. That's really nothing. So just go get it, don't overthink it. If you can get it, so if you're over 18 or 21, depends on your country, just go get it. look at it right now. And right now we are going to the name, which is also really small detail. It pretty much doesn't matter that much. I see some people try to overthink it, overcomplicate it, but no, this is not some really important stuff. So how I did this was basically my name and second name, really simple, as you can see, Konrad Tatura here, really simple name, second name, but sometimes people are using name, second name and niche. So for example, Konrad Tatura / Snapchat. Some people are using like that. For example, I was the only guy that was talking about Snapchat. I think I was the only guy that was making good money for Snapchat. So I didn't have to do that because everyone knew that I'm the Snapchat guy. But if you are in some competitive markets, you can add that. But again, that's not must have. Your traffic to your profile should come not from SEO that people type, let's say fitness coaching, but should drive from Reels or from paid ads, whatever you're doing. So don't really overthink it, that this is really small detail. You can just put whatever you want here. But name, second name, or name, second name and niche is the cleanest ones. Now for name we are going to pretty important thing, which is posts. Now this is really subconscious relation builder. This is not gonna convert people like crazy if you post some normal posts, but this can really help in terms of building long-term personal brand, and that should be your goal. So in terms of post some normal photos, you know, it can be like that. As you can see here, it's just me chilling on a beach, on a grass with just palms in the background. Here I'm just in the snow, just chilling in some hot tub, you know, just some funny picture. And here I'm just, you know, working. Simple pictures, that these are not so hard pictures. They are super simple, as you can see. And the goal with normal photos is 3 simple things. Get trust. For example, this thing, get trust, because, you know, it's just me, personal. You do not see cursors posting really often photos like that because they need to be super ideal, but I promise, if you show your mistakes, if you show your struggles, it will also help you a lot. Then look like a human. This is picture like that, you know, just me looking like single 50-year-old dad, just looking like a human. And third goal is to have clean aesthetic profile, and this is for example the picture, and this is really simple picture. As you can see here, this is just MacBook, me working. Here there's some hat, it's like $120. This is also just subconscious builder that the guy has some money, because it's not like normal hat that costs like $50 or something, but it's also really small detail. I took this photo like low-key by mistake. I was not super focusing on that photo. Then you got some AirPods, so it looked like I'm working, and then some watch, because it was not staged. Like I pretty much always take off my watch because it's easier to work. And it was also again some really subconscious, because it was Carter Santos. It was like 10K, but it's also again really subconscious. I didn't plan to make this photo like, alright, let me put this watch here, let me put this hat here. No, it was really subconscious photo. And in the background you can see, I think it was hotel lobby from what I remember. I was just working there because I was waiting for my room. Post normal photos, not overcomplicated. It should not be supposed to look perfect, you know. As you can see here, I have acne here. I had terrible acne. I could Photoshop it, but I didn't. Again, what more? I looked like super chopped here. I could edit it or retake it. I didn't. You know, for example, here the lighting is not perfect. You know, there's shit like that, but really do not overcomplicate it. The goal is to look as most human as possible. The goal is not to look like a perfect course creator that just sells course. No, that's not how it converts. People buy from you because they trust you and not because you look perfectly. So if you have few normal posts, I highly recommend removing reels from main grid, because it will look much cleaner. So instead of, you know, having all of your reels here, so just tap on your reel, hold it, and then click remove from main grid, and here just keep only posts, because that will just look much cleaner, and that will just lead to getting a bit more followers. Since you'll get more trust, you look like a professional, really clean, but you know, normal human account, and not just courser trying to pitch you a course. Right now we're gonna cover the conscious push to see more of your profile, which is basically the bio. Now the bio, I haven't seen like super crazy amount of change. If you change the bio or something, you shouldn't overcomplicate it. No, it's not VSL. It should be really simple, that when people see your bio, they know what you are doing, or they understand your theme of your profile. It really depends what your goal is. As you can see, my call to action, because that's the goal, to convert. The goal was to put people onto the VSL. So here it was full snapshot guide and then link to my old VSL page. But for example, if I wanted to get YouTube viewers, then instead of like full snapshot guide, I would just put here like watch my YouTube and then link to my YouTube. Or if I wanted to book straight calls without qualifying people, then I would just put book a call here and calendar link here. Or if I wanted to, let's say, get more email lists, then I would just put lead magnet here. Really simple. It depends what you're optimizing for, but mostly often the VSL is the most optimal. In terms of this 3-step section, I put really simple scheme for that. Really do not overcomplicate it, because that won't get you magically like 100 times more sales. Just make sure bio is clean, is aesthetic, and people know what you are doing. So for example, the template I'm using is your social proof, what you do, and call to action. So for example, for mine, your social proof, which is my social proof, $30,000 a month for Snapchat. Then what you do, which is I help others make money for Snapchat, and then call to action, full Snapchat guide, and the link to the VSL. So it really depends what you're optimizing for in terms of the call to action, but mostly often you want to be optimizing for sales, so just put the VSL. And I told you that you shouldn't need to like overcomplicate it that much. Let me give you like Daniel example. For example, he's not using this type of formula. This is what I just written. I use it mostly often. It's like the most stable, most cleaner. But for example, Daniel has some Chinese numbers. I don't understand Chinese, my bad for that, you know. But he has some Chinese letters. Then link to his link tree, or what is it? Really simple. That's why I'm telling you that this formula is just basic. If you want, you can do that, but really do not overcomplicate your bio. This should be really simple thing. And now from bio, we are going to the most important thing that will drive you most amount of sales. And this was the part that allowed me to get to this level of 600k in profit just by selling Snapchat course, in terms of building that Instagram profile that converts. And this is basically story highlights. This is the most important part you can ever have on your profile, and this is what you should be mainly optimizing for. This is the most important part, so I'll break down each part of story highlights so you know exactly what you should be focusing for, what should you avoid, etc. So really, first thing in the beginning, we are starting from the right side, which is work. This was really personal thing. I love working 24/7. No, I can just sit in the office and work without any problems. So this story highlight, this work story highlight, was basically placed to show some personal stuff, since I just love working. So I was giving people advice on how to be more productive, just showing my passion also to coffee there, because I love coffee, especially just hitting like double espresso. I really showed it there, because the goal is not always to look like a course seller just pitching course on every single story. The goal is to look like human, and this is one of these parts of story section that allowed me to look like a human, and not only allowed me to look like a human, but also be a human and build a long-term personal brand, because the goal is not to make quick money from your course and then disappear. No, like you can really scale info in the matter of 10 years, 15 years. This is gonna have really high potential, because people always need to buy some education. So this is why info product is great, and this is why you should post some personal stuff. For example, here, example of work. Here I was posting some, you know, how to be more productive, how to drink more coffee, you know, really just me working, showing my offer, etc. The goal was to look like a human. Second part was gym, and this was also really personal thing, because I love working out, especially not only maybe gym, but overall sports. I love doing sports, and again, the goal here was to look like a human, was to be a human, and not another courser trying to pitch you a course on every single story. And here I was posting some, you know, tips about gym, some my gym routines, my workout plans, etc. Some basic things. I was not over spamming with those two things. I was just showing of what I do, how I do, so people could relate more to me. They could spend more time with me, because the more time person spends with you, let's say watching your stories, watching your content overall, then there is higher chance of converting them. Now we are going to third story section, which is live story section. And again, this was really personal stuff, and here I was posting basically my life. Here I was mostly often posting my trips, for example, me driving with some chauffeur in S-Class or Rolls Royce, because I do not have driving license yet, I can't get it yet, or just, you know, me buying some stuff. Like I remember I posted this, that I bought this, a Rolex, like a good souvenir, you know, this type of stuff. This just me showing my life. And this was also, in terms of making money online, this was also a subconscious way to convert people. And in most offers, this is really good way to subconsciously convert viewers. Maybe not even convert like directly to buying your course, buying your mentorship, whatever, but just give them more value, get more trust. Because if you are posting some cool stuff, I don't mind, it can be some hotels, like 5-star hotels, can be some restaurant, bars, clubs, high quality stuff. People just see you more as authority figure. So the way here is to subconsciously push them into trusting you more, putting yourself more in the authority figure. And for my example, this was not over flexing, because I was living like that normally. I still live like that. I am forever grateful to God for that amount of lifestyle, the young age, you know. And here I was just posting whatever. So in my case, it was basically my normal lifestyle. So, you know, whenever I was just in like Michelin restaurants, just take a photo. Whenever I was chartering PJ yacht, just take a photo. You know, really simple things. for me it's like normal lifestyle, but for especially in the make money line, most people want to go to the level that lifestyle. So if they wanted to go to that lifestyle and they saw me living that lifestyle, this was also subconsciously pushing people to buy me. This was not some really converting, this was not some overcomplicating stuff. No, this was just me posting my normal lifestyle. And lastly, in terms of story section, this is the most important part, which is basically wins, client testimonials, however we call it. And this is from where the money was directly coming from, because from life, gym, work, this money was not going directly from these parts. Yes, they are super important, you should post them, but money is not going directly from this part, since the goal there it was to get a bit more trust, a bit more credibility, put myself in the authority mode, and basically people could spend more time with me and engage with me more, relate to me more. But the wins, the clients section part was from where the money was directly going and from where you're gonna making most of your sales. I know I have really simple formula for client testimonial stories. Every single win, every single client testimonial should be at least 2+ stories long. So you do not show only one story like, yo, this guy just joined a month ago and right now he's a thank you month. No, you basically create a story, and that story should relate to your ICP document, ICP, Notion, whatever you have, that shows exactly the journey of your client. So for example, he joined 31 days ago. So for example, my client joined 31 days ago and he was struggling with getting views on Snapchat, and he was also struggling in terms of making money because his views were inconsistent, so we are not able to actually monetize it since brands were not willing to pay for his views. So I was just explaining like that. It was one story is that he joined, second story was his problems, his struggles, and then third story is gonna be, so in the matter of 31 days, or in the matter from he started, he went from 0 to making $10,000 a month, and we basically fixed this and that. As you can see, I just created 3 stories instead of only posting one story that someone joined a month ago, and right now he just started making 10K a month. So I just made it 3 stories, and basically the reason why we do more stories is really simple, because when someone clicks on it, it looks like you have more client results than you actually have. Basically from each client you can create, even if you squeeze it out, 4, 5, 6 stories. So if you squeeze out and post 6 stories from each client, you need like literally 20 clients. You need less than 20 clients, so 20 testimonials, in order to have full highlight tab, because on highlight you can have maximum 100 posts. And secondly, you should have storytelling talking directly to your ICP. So for example, in my Snapchat case, I knew exactly that the person was struggling with getting views. So in the win section, I was showing people that someone also was struggling with getting views. I fixed that by doing this and this. So these guys, I was talking directly to their problem, not their problem that they want to make money or they want to learn how to make money with Snapchat, but I was talking directly to their problems. So inside Snapchat problem that they want to make money for Snapchat, I was telling them exactly that someone was struggling with views, so this was the exact problem the person watching this story highlights was struggling with. And also really important thing, if person clicks on your profile and all he's seeing is wins, client reviews, testimonials, client reviews, and this is 2 parts, it's conscious and it's subconscious, because he will just basically put you in authority mode. He will see you as authority mode because you have a bunch of client reviews, so he will just see that you're delivering, and this will be in his conscious mind but also in his subconscious mind, because right now for him you are the authority and he wants to learn from you, and that's exactly when you make the sale. A perfect example is that if you take a look at all of the guys that really crush info, that make really good numbers, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million a month, just mostly of them from Instagram for organic content, they have crazy amount of wins. As you can see here, this is all wins, like all of the story highlights are wins, and all of them are packed with 100 posts each, or 100 stories each. So it's like 600 testimonials here. You are a cursor, so if someone, imagine, clicks on your profile, and then if he has 600 wins to click, he's not even gonna watch all of them, but he gonna check in there and he gonna be like, oh shit, he has 600 story client reviews. So of course this guy delivers to people, and that's your goal. The goal is to get trust. Putting a bunch of testimonials, putting a bunch of clients reviews, clients wins, that's gonna help you a lot with getting trust. And the reason that I told you that every single win should be at least 2 stories long and should have storytelling talking directly to your ICP is really simple. Because imagine we are right now in my all Snapchat offer, right? And this is, for example, the ICP, right? And in the ICP mind, for example, he knows that he wants to make money for Snapchat, but his exact problem is that he can't monetize Snapchat, right? This is his exact problem. So imagine that there is 600 testimonials posted with my client reviews. If my ICP that is struggling, that he can't monetize Snapchat, clicks, for example, on the first part, and there is 100 stories, right? 100 client reviews. And from this 100 client reviews, if 20 stories are basically talking directly that someone couldn't monetize Snapchat and he joined my program and he started to monetizing Snapchat, started to make money for Snapchat. This not only targets directly to him that, you know, that someone are making money for Snapchat, but it targets directly him that someone also had the exact same problem. So he couldn't monetize Snapchat, but after he bought my program, he got the exact result I also want to get. So basically monetizing Snapchat. And this is really important part, because if you, let's say, post 20 wins here, 15 wins, 60 wins, 30 wins, 45 wins, directly talking not only to that you could make money for Snapchat, but directly talking to, for example, one of these problems. So I don't know, that they want to be able to travel, and here 20, 15, 60, 30, 45 wins are talking directly that someone wanted to travel, and after buying my program they started making, let's say, 15k months, and right now they're able to travel. It talks not only directly to the person, the ICP, that he wants to make money for Snapchat, but it talks directly to to his biggest needs, which was, for example, traveling. So what your ICP thinks is really a simple thing. Those guys, so those 20 guys, 15, 60, 30, 45 guys had the exact issue as mine, and course seller, so in Snapchat example Conrad, solved it, because this ICP has not, for example, problem with Snapchat itself, but he has problem that, for example, he wanted to move out from your parents, and all of the stories are talking directly that someone moved out from parents because he started making money for Snapchat, and that's one of the best ways to convert. So that's it for the video. Most guys charge like 5k, 10k, 15k, sometimes even 20, 25k for just showing you exactly how to build Instagram profile to funnel that converts, and this video I broke it down on my example, on my old Snapchat offer example. So implement your offer right now and go back to this video in around a week, and just let me know either in comments, just let me know how your course sales just boosted, or just in DMs. On Instagram you can go to Conrad Scales, or it's gonna be the link in the description. Go on my Instagram and then just let me know how the course sales improved, because I promise you, if you implement all of the stuff from this video, your course sales is gonna drastically improve, because this is what worked exactly in my offer. There's a bunch of different ways to convert people from Instagram to making money, and this was the one that was printing the most. So I promise you, if you implemented all of it, you'll get incredible results. And if you don't subscribe me yet, just subscribe me right now, because I post incredible sauce in terms of scaling offer. I help a bunch of my clients scale multiple offers. This, for example, my Snapchat example. But if you want to scale your offer, just watch all of my other YouTube videos, watch all of my Instagram videos, and I promise you'll get incredible sauce in terms of scaling offer, because that's exactly what I'm doing.